All right, this is week 13 of Texas Government, and this week we'll be reading chapters 9 and 10. Chapter 9 is on the executive branch, and chapter 10 is the judicial branch. When we say the executive branch, that means the governor and the governor's office and the administration of the state. In terms of the United States, that's the president and his cabinet and the White House staff and all the agencies of the federal government. So in Texas, it's the governor, the governor's office, and all the various agencies in the Texas government. The executive branch is referred to by that name because the executive branch executes the laws that are passed by the legislative branch. Last week, we looked at the Texas legislature, and so when the House and Senate pass a law and the governor signs it, it becomes law. Then it becomes the executive branch's job to follow that, put it into action, to execute on it, which may mean there needs to be regulations, there needs to be people hired, and so forth and so on. So the executive branch is the one that carries out the laws as passed by the legislature. So that's the governor. And we have in Texas, in this week, we have several videos dealing with the Texas governor. Now, the couple of the videos date from prior to the last governor's election. And they talk about, who the candidates are, and we don't know who's going to win, and this, that, and the other. Well, we know who won, but the value in these is in seeing how the media covers the Texas governor's race and how they covered this one and so forth. And then we will have a state of the state address by the current governor. And at the time that I'm recording this video, the governor is Greg Abbott. So this will be interesting to read about the governor and the executive branch and to see those videos. And then chapter 10 is the judicial branch. And when we say the judicial branch, we're talking about courts, the Texas court system. And you will see that we have many layers of courts in the state of Texas. We have 2 Supreme Courts, one for civil, one for criminal. We have courts of appeals, district courts, county courts at law, municipal courts, probate courts, justices of the peace. So many layers of courts. And so chapter 10 will talk to us about the judicial branch in the state of Texas. Now, as a reminder, we have quiz 4 this week. This is the last quiz before the final, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So quiz 4 is over chapters 5 through 9. Notice you are reading this week chapter 10 on the judicial branch. That chapter will not be covered on this quiz. This quiz will only cover chapters 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now, the format of the quiz is the same as the prior quizzes. You will have a short number of questions, not so many. You'll have about 1 minute per question to answer. They're going to be true, false, multiple choice, short answer, just like all the other questions have been. And so if you're watching this on Monday, hopefully you are, you should begin studying for that quiz now. Don't wait until the end of the week to begin studying. And this quiz also is over 5 chapters instead of 4. The prior quizzes have been over 4 chapters each. This one's over 5. And that's also why we didn't include chapter 10 on it, because that would have made it over 6 chapters. So chapters 5 to 9 on the quiz for this week. And then I will just give you a little heads up that beginning next week, the amount of material, you won't have videos to watch and other things. I'm going to start lessening the amount of work each week as you get ready for the final exam. So that's not this week, but it's beginning next week, and we'll talk about that some more on next week's video. All right, good luck this week. Good luck on the quiz, and let me know if you have any questions or problems. Thanks.